Denny Hamlin does it. He comes up with probably the clutchest win of his career to lock himself into the championship race and race for his first career title in his 15-year career. He has yet to get a title. This is his shot. This is his opportunity. He made it in 2014, but this year, man, like, he's got the momentum. He's got 6 wins. He's had everything go wrong for him in these situations before, and so far everything's going right. Man, what a run by him. I'm stunned. He amazed me. I thought he was if the guys below the cutoff line, he was the favorite just because of how well he's done this year and how motivated he would be. But he did it. I mean, he freaking did it. He won a stage. He got the most points. He was 1 point away from a perfect race. But, man, he raced his butt off, and he won that freaking thing. Dominated it, really. 143 laps led. That was crazy at the end there. It was a late race caution because of John Hunter Nemechek hit the wall. They didn't show replays of it for some reason. I don't know why, or if I missed that. I don't know. Hamlin was not thrilled. He hit the steering wheel pretty hard. He was not thrilled, obviously, because he had a 15-second lead, I think, or something like that. And there were only like 8 cars on the lead lap. So he was not thrilled about that. And he decided to, he was a little frustrated. They went in and pit. They had like 10 cars behind him, so they had a huge advantage going into the pit road. And everyone's like, okay, he's going to win the race off pit road. Hopefully he gets a good restart. He had been struggling on restarts all day. He had not done well. Spun the tires, just been passed. He just said restarts were not his thing today. And they took 2 tires. It was a very questionable call by Chris Gabehart. But he has changed Denny Hamlin, I will say. You've definitely seen a different Denny Hamlin with this new crew chief. It's been incredible. Denny Hamlin has admitted it too, that Chris Gabehart has helped him a lot as well. So good for you, Denny Hamlin. And then on that late race restart, he was on the outside being the preferred line. Ryan Blaney on the inside line, also with 2 tires. Hamlin he got a decent enough restart. He was able to be on the outside exiting turn 2, and he was able to pull away from the 12 and the 18. That was the 12's last chance. Ryan Blaney, after the race, not too thrilled. I saw somewhere on Twitter that he kind of marched off from the media. I don't know if he answered questions or if he was just upset, needed a minute to cool down, but he was not too happy with what happened, obviously. Obviously, being eliminated from the playoffs when you were that close at the end there is very frustrating, very gut-wrenching feeling. So, obviously, he's going to be a little frustrated, a little upset about that. I don't blame him. But the championship 4 is set outside of that. Kyle Busch makes it in by 7 points because of Joey Logano's struggles in the middle of Stage 3. Joey Logano was leading, I think, at the beginning of Stage 3. He got a restart, got passed by Hamlin, and the car just went backwards. I mean, he's like, did you guys put the tires on backwards? Like, it was terrible. He went from, like, 1st to 10th in, like, 2 laps, and then he went to, like, 13th and a lap down another 10. It was... He just dropped. They said it was a tire pressure issue. Joey Logano was like, I don't know how that's a tire pressure issue, but I'm confused. Joey Logano's confused. Something was wrong with that car. Like, he was a lap down the rest of the race. He ended up finishing 9th, led 93 laps, but misses the cutoff by 7 points. The only way he gets into the championship 4 is if Denny Hamlin fails post-race inspection. So I guess he's going to need to... Yeah. Tweeted that out after they who did they finish second to? I don't remember, but I think it was New Hampshire at Harvick. But anyways, man, what a race by Hamlin. The championship 4 is set, as I said. Hamlin, Kyle Busch made it in on points, Truex, and Harvick. That will be a great championship 4. First time 3 cars from one organization have made the Final 4. And then Harvick obviously trying to play the spoiler for Gibbs and Toyota. So that'll be interesting to watch. We have 3 champions who have won in this format, and then Denny Hamlin, who has not won a championship. We will give that full preview later this week. I don't want to get too far into it now. I want to talk about the race today and everything that happened. We will go more into that next time I talk about the Cup Series. I plan on doing a championship preview for the trucks, Xfinity Cup. All right? But anyways, back to this race. Denny Hamlin dominates. Almost lost it late with that late race caution, but was able to get a good enough restart to advance to the championship 4, compete for his first championship. He was 20 points out coming into this race. He was like 24 points in, going to Texas, spun himself out on accident, and just wrecked the car, and it put him in a 20-point gap. Coming into this race, he won Stage 1. He got the second most points in Stage 2, unfortunately behind Joey Logano, so they didn't make up the points they needed to. It was basically a must-win situation if Logano and Kyle Busch finished, and they did it. They won the race. They went out there, they kicked the field's butt, and they won the race. Joey Logano fell off late. Joey Logano and Kyle Busch were tied in points after Hamlin took the lead. So they were fighting for it for second place, that's who decided who the championship for was. And obviously Logano had that problem with his car, and he just dropped like a rock, and that pretty much solidified Kyle Busch's chances. So Kyle Busch ended up finishing second, locking into the championship for third. Ryan Blaney started second on that late race restart. Kyle Busch took him 3 wide on the inside. With that huge amount of space on the dog leg, it's just really hard to get a push because whoever's in third is going to dive bomb you. If he had gotten a push, I think, like if he had Keselowski behind him, his teammate, I think he would have pushed him, tried to help him get in front of Hamlin going into turns 1 and 2, but unfortunately he had a Kyle Busch who was trying to get to the championship for as well, and obviously Denny Hamlin being his teammate, so he was a little more aggressive with it. Ryan Blaney finished his third. As I said, he was not too happy after the race, kind of left post-race media availability. I don't know if he'll get fined for that or whatever. I don't know what the punishment is, but we'll see later. Kyle Larson, fourth. Good late race restart. I think he restarted the 8th or something, but good finish, but eliminated. He had to win. Him, Blaney, and Hamlin and Elliott all had to win after the stages. We'll get to Elliott later. Harvick finished 5th, doesn't matter. 6th, Truex, doesn't matter. They were already locked in the championship for. 7th, Eric Jones caps off a really good day for Joe Gibbs Racing, finishing 1st, 2nd, 6th, and 7th. So really good day for Joe Gibbs Racing. Eric Jones, he had a pretty good end of the regular season, bad postseason, got eliminated first round, and he just had a rough going there. 8th, Clint Bowyer, solid run for him. 9th, Joey Logano, led a lot of laps, won a stage. Just that problem at the end there, I don't know what it was, but he just fell off, and it ended up getting him eliminated from the playoffs. 10th, Brad Keselowski. 11th, Kurt Busch. 12th, Paul Menard. A good run for him. Man, next week, Paul Menard's last race. I'm going to miss you, Paul Menard. 13th, Matt DiBenedetto. 14th, Jimmy Johnson. 15th, Daniel Suarez. 16th, Chris Buescher. 17th, William Byron. 18th, Ryan Newman. 19th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Had a tire go down early. Pretty solid recovery, I would say. 20th, Ty Dillon. 21st, Daniel Hemrick. 22nd, Eric Almirola. 23rd, Alex Bowman. 24th, Austin Dillon. 25th, Bubba Wallace. He was fined $50,000 and docked 50 points for admitting that he spun out on purpose. Smart. 26th, Ryan Preece. 27th, John Hunter Nemechek. Was having a really good run again today until he blew that tire or hit the wall or whatever he did late. Finished his 27th. I think he was in 22nd or 23rd beforehand. 28th, Ross Chastain, racing for a Truck Series championship next week. 29th, J.J. Yeley. 30th, Michael McDowell. 31st, Garrett Smithley. 32nd, Bailey Curry. 33rd, Landon Castle. 34th, Joe Nemechek. 35th, Corey LaJoie. 36th, David Reagan. 37th, Reed Sorensen. 38th, Joey Gates. Go Joey Gates. 39th, Chase Elliott. This has been one of the worst rounds of the playoffs I've seen since this format's been created. Mechanical failure in the first race, which led to a 35th place finish. Driver error in a crash early in a race, which led to a 32nd place finish. And today, a blown tire, which led to a 39th place finish, finishing 112 points below the cutoff line. I seriously can't think of a worse round by any driver in the history of this format, whether it be first round, second round, third round, or this round. I can't. If someone can, tell me. But very bad round for Chase Elliott. Just horrific after the momentum they had after Kansas, making up those 20 points and coming into the round with a really good car at Martinsville, blowing an engine in practice, then the axle breaking during the race, and then Texas messing up, coming into Phoenix with a must-win, having a really good car, and tire just blew. I don't know, but Chase Elliott, all he can do now is win next week. Look forward to 2020 for a championship. But just a terrible round for him and Hendrick Motorsports in general. They just had a crappy round. some people are saying it's been a bad year for Hendrick Motorsports. I would disagree compared to last year. This year, Chase Elliott matched last year's wins with 3 wins. Jimmy Johnson had a couple top 5s. This year, he did a little bit better than last year, I would say, even though he didn't make the playoffs. William Byron did better than he did last year, running up in the top 5 leading laps, and Alex Bowman got his first career win. So I think Hendrick Motorsports did better. They did not have a failure of a year compared to last year. Obviously, they do have a championship contender in Chase Elliott, and that would have been nice for them to have him there, but it's not going to happen. So they're going to have to look forward to next year in that new Camaro. But yeah, that's it. Championship 4. It's set. We're going to talk about it this week. We're going to have some fun. I love NASCAR. Championship 4. It's 4 drivers who have had really good years. These 4 have had really good years. It's not like okay, I don't want to call anyone out. Last year, Joey Logano was very consistent, don't get me wrong, but those those 3 guys just dominated last year when it came to wins, leading laps, and Joey Logano upset them, obviously, but we've seen instances in the past where guys have gotten to the championship 4 that really didn't deserve to be there. Ryan Newman 2014 versus like a Jeff Gordon who had 4 wins that year, and Brad Keselowski who had 5 or 6 that year, Dale Jr. who had 4 that year. So we've seen those situations before, but this year I'm confident to say if any 4 of these guys win, I think they thoroughly deserve it. Kyle Busch has been up front in points all year. He hasn't won since June. Kevin Harvick, he's been great this second half of the season, winning races, running up front. Martin Truex Jr., just a great overall year, 7 wins, and the same for Denny Hamlin, a good overall year. Started the season off with a win, hoping to finish the season off with one as well. I'm excited for it next week, Homestead Miami Speedway. All the anti-Gibbs fans are going to be all, no, not Gibbs, but I tell you what, I really want to see Hamlin win himself one. That would be a great story. That'd be really cool, especially after what happened this week. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to leave it a like. I got other NASCAR videos. It's been a really fun season. We got one more race. Race itself today, they need to get rid of those spoilers. They got to make them smaller. That's all I'll say on that. As for everything else, as I said, like this video. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you need to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Share the video with other NASCAR fans, other sports fans. And announcement to Auburn University, the city of Auburn. Of course, I went to Auburn on Friday for the first time ever. And of course, that same weekend, Alabama lost in football. I'm expecting a key to the city, Auburn. So next time I'm there, you better give me a key to the city.